Good evening. Are you looking for a political party that is going to actually stand up for you? I know Jamaica's had two traditional parties for the last 80 years, and you know them quite well. You've seen them, you have voted for them maybe, or maybe you have not voted for them. The bottom line is Jamaica now has, of course, a third registered political party. That's the UIC, of which I'm the president. Now, you don't see the UIC in the media and on the ground in your community like you would expect from any political party. You have been trained well to expect that parties behave a certain way. And when you don't see that, you think nothing is happening. Well, here's the raw truth. The UIC is actually your party, meaning it fully and only represents you. The other parties represent their major donors, which are the PSOJ oligarchs, and foreigners, foreign companies, foreign entities. And of course, they also take money from your taxes. Now, we are not in that position, and we don't want to be in that position. We have deliberately chosen not to be a party funded and controlled and owned by the PSOJ. We want to be funded, controlled, and owned by the people. And so when we created this movement and this party, it was created on the fundamental basis that it must remain, it must be, and it must remain the people's party, 100%. So we want the people, ordinary Jamaicans like me and you, giving $250 a week, or $1,000 a week, or $10 US a month, or 1,000 Jamaican dollars a month, whatever it is, whatever you can afford. The minimum membership fee in the UIC is, here in Jamaica, if you're living here, it's $250 a week, and most people would pay $1,000 per month at a minimum. Others give more. And then outside of Jamaica now, the minimum is $10 US a month, and again, some people give more. The bottom line is, here's our philosophy when it comes on to governance. We believe the government must be owned by the people and only by the people. So we have designed a system of governance that when we are elected and we bring in a new constitution, you'll have a government that is 100% owned and controlled by the mass of people. Not like what we have now, which is a government which is owned and controlled by a small select group. I call them the PSOJ oligarchs because they're generally from the PSOJ and they're the biggest, richest people in Jamaica. And this has been going on for years. And so, unfortunately, you go to the polls and you vote and you think you're voting for this party or that party and you think that they're going to do this and that. It's all a facade. They're never going to work for the mass of Jamaicans. They work entirely for a small select group. But put that aside. What do you want? If you want good government in Jamaica, you can't just sit down and wait for it to happen. You're going to have to get involved in the process all the way. So I'm not a politician in terms of, it's not my first love, it's not what I want to do. What I'm interested in is good governance, because good governance means good, safe, public order. It means a clean country, an orderly country, a productive country with good jobs, good paying jobs for anybody who wants to work hard and have them. It's a country where the police actually works and keep us safe. It's a country where the streets are clean and beautiful. It's a country where the schools are effective at producing high quality graduates. It's a country where you don't need burglar bars. You don't need to worry about leaving out early in the morning or coming home late at night. You can walk, ride, run, drive, feeling confident and comfortable in your country. You don't have to worry about dropping in potholes and mashing up your vehicle because the roads are properly paved and they're properly maintained. That's what I want, and I'm sure that's what you want too. In summary, you want a safe, clean, and orderly country. A country where all of we can live, earn, and retire with dignity. That's what I want. That's what you want. It doesn't matter if you have voted green or orange in the past. I am certain that that's what you want. There are very few Jamaicans who don't want a safe, clean, and orderly Jamaica. There are very few Jamaicans who don't want a Jamaica where all of us can live, earn, and retire with dignity in our own country. So I know we all want that. The problem is, or most of us want it, the problem is that we are locked into a political system which will never give us that. And we have experimented with it now for 80 years. I can tell you more. I can tell you how we have been tricked and duped and so on. And you've probably heard it before. The bottom line is this. We just have to move on now. We just have to get a good government going now. We just need to fix all of the problems now, the main problems, so that we can have a decent first-class country. It's been too long that we've been waiting for these two parties to fix it. I've explained in other videos why they will not fix it and why they cannot fix it. So we, the people, now have to take charge. And so that's why we created the UIC. We created a political party which is not coming out of either of the two. A political party which is not owned by the controlling interest, by the PSOJ oligarchs or by foreign forces. We have created a truly people's political party. A political party which is owned by the people and is for the people and can be trusted by the people. Now, it's not easy. It has not been easy. I've been working at this now for quite some time, and we have gone through a whole lot of ups and downs. Not because of any inherent weaknesses or incompetences on my part, but because when you're trying to bring something new to an environment which has been cultured the wrong way, you have to overcome all of those cultural problems. And you might have heard it said before that culture eats strategy for breakfast. What that means is your best strategy is going to fail in the face of the culture you have to operate in. And so we are trying to overcome a lot of cultural barriers. One of them, for example, people don't believe they should donate to political parties not because they shouldn't do so, but because they've been cultured to just simply sit back and wait for a party to come and dangle some carrots in front of them, some money here, some handouts here, t-shirts, whatever, and excitement, and then they just go out and then they vote. They're not aware that they've been trained not to really get involved, not to really fully understand what is politics, what is governance, what should really happen. If the people were highly educated on these things, then much of what you see happening now in our politics would not be acceptable. They would not get away with it. But unfortunately, they have cultured us to be ignorant of what should really happen in our government and how we should hold our political representatives accountable. As a matter of fact, because of how we have been trained, we don't even realize that we don't have a democracy, that what we have is a facade. We have some very, very rich people, very, very rich companies who are able to simply pay for the activities of these two parties. They carry out those activities in front of our faces, mesmerize us, those who they can mesmerize, and then get our votes to legitimize the continuation of a corrupt enterprise. And that continues year after year. Every 4 to 5 year cycle, we get excited about elections. We lose sight of what is really happening, and we get distracted by what they want us to be distracted by. The cussing between the two, the who is calling who corrupt, and who is finding what to say about who, and then whatever gimmicks they come up with, whether it's to give 1.5 without taxes, new tax threshold, or free this or free that or free this. And we buy it every year, we buy it every 4 to 5 years, we buy into it because we don't know better and because they've coached us and cultured us that way. The UIC is saying, now let's rise above that, let's overcome what they've done with us, and let us understand what is good governance and what we truly want, and bond together, come together as one now, create our own party, get our own candidates, win back our government, and then transform it into the safe, clean, and orderly Jamaica we want it to be, so all of we can live, earn, and retire with dignity. That's what the UIC is about. So, come together and let's make this happen.